6月17日、米国時間、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースは本拠地でタンパベイ、レイズと対戦し、接戦を制してシリーズ3連勝を飾った。チームを勝利へ導いた中心人物は、再び投手としてマウンドに上がった大谷翔平だった。大谷はこの日、鋭いスイーパーと力強い速球を武器にレイズ打線を封じ込める。序盤は圧巻の投球を披露し、試合の主導権をドジャースにもたらした。しかし試合中盤には左膝の状態や投球指のマメの影響が懸念される場面もあり、ユニフォームに血がにじむ姿が映し出されるなど、ファンに衝撃を与えた。それでも大谷は最後まで闘志を失わず、苦しい状況の中で6イニングを投げ切った。試合後には、内容以上にチームが勝てたことが大きい、と冷静に振り返り、エースとしての責任感を示した。また、この日はトミー、エドマンが戦列復帰、チームに新たな活力をもたらした一方で、ウィル、スミスの負傷離脱など不安材料も残る。それでもドジャースは投手陣と堅守を軸に勝利を重ね、好調を維持している。大谷の負傷状況には引き続き注目が集まるが、逆境の中で結果を残すその姿は、改めて特別な存在であることを証明した。ドジャースの快進撃はどこまで続くのか、ぜひ動画本編で詳しくご覧いただきたい。
Toyota dealers, Jerry, you were not here to call Shohei last night, but Dontrell was here and did call the big show. We're going to give you the honors in his place.
Happy for Dontrell. I'm going with the guy who's going to have a big day today. Welcome back, Tommy Tanks. He's starting at third base and leading off for your show, Dodgers. Do your thing, Tommy.
So great to see him back on the field for the Dodgers. Oral, where are you going to go?
I'm going to go with, I don't know if he's the oldest guy on the field, but he's the most clutch, I think. Miggy Rowe, moving up in the batting order, probably going to get that extra at bat because he's batting fifth. I think he's going deep again.
Okay, well, since we can't take Shohei Ohtani, the hitter, today, I'm going to go with Shohei Ohtani, the pitcher. I'm going to say at the very least, 6 innings, 2 runs or less today against this Tampa Bay Rays team. And our producer pick, Stu, is going to ride the hand of the cleanup hitter. He's going with Mookie Betts out of the 4-hole.
And my Shohei suspension, that self-induced.
It starts when you get back from your trip.
It ends Saturday.
It starts when you get back. Starts. Speaking of that man, Shohei, and pitching this afternoon, Oral, what are your expectations for the big show? Having a chance to just go out there and focus on throwing the baseball today, no hitting.
Jerry mentioned it earlier, but I love the rock and fire delivery. He uses that linear motion down the hill, and when he gets that pressure into that left leg that he's had some issues with, I just hope he lands stable and calm. If he does that, he's going to be lighting it up at the knees at about 97 to 100 miles an hour. He's going to be changing eye angles, and watch out for the sweeper.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking the first 10 to 15 pitches, see how he's feeling. Is he favoring that knee? So hopefully he's not. He goes out there and does this thing again. He could throw any pitch at any time. When he's on, it is tough for the opposition.
And Dave Roberts admitted he will be watching Shohei very carefully this afternoon as the Dodgers go for the sweep of the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's send it out to the booth. Joe and Ike with the call. Take it away.
All right, John, with an extra early day game here at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers and Rays, final game of this 3-game series, and the Dodgers going for the sweep. In a week where they've had just enough great pitching and then just enough offense, the home run has been king. It was Tucker and Rojas in the first game. And then the only offense in yesterday's game, all they needed. Shohei Ohtani, a solo shot and a 1-0 win. And now the Dodgers looking for the sweep. As we welcome inside, hope you're having a great day so far. Joe Davis and Eric Karros. Yeah, the pitching and the defense, awesome. You go back to the first game of the series. Rays had 3 runs the first 2 innings. They've not scored since.
The Dodgers have absolutely shut them down. And it's been the pitching, it's been the defense. We've scored sporadically. If you would have said 5 runs in the first 2 games and we're 2-0, you'd say, wow. But it's because of this pitching right now. 16 consecutive scoreless innings pitched. And again, the pitching has been outstanding. We've attacked the zone. We haven't issued a lot of walks, but you also have to talk about the defense. This man right here, does he even need a defense? Shohei Ohtani getting the ball again this afternoon. He's coming off one of his roughest outings in his career with the Dodgers. That's 4 earned runs. That tells you something about his career. Unbelievable. Looking to right himself this afternoon.
And still number 1 in baseball, that 1.06 ERA. He also now leads the National League in OPS after he hit his 5th home run in his last 9 games yesterday. Although today, as he eases his way back from that knee inflammation, he will not be in the lineup. For who is in the lineup and hitting leadoff, it's a guy who's back, down to David Vassegh.
It's been a long road back for Tommy Edman. Off-season right ankle surgery, making his season debut today, starting at third base, a position he played 13 times last year for Dave Roberts. Tommy told me yesterday the biggest challenge of this whole process was having patience in the process that the right ankle would respond, and also trusting that the right ankle would not have a setback. He got that during the 50 at-bats that he had at Oklahoma City, running the bases, and now he feels like there's no looking back.
And plugging him right into that leadoff spot, not waiting anymore. Tommy Edman will lead things off for the Dodgers as they look for the sweep against Tampa Bay. We've got first pitch coming up on Sportsnet LA. 3-0 final score in that game, and a strikeout for Ohtani Diaz to open this game. Hour 44, that final day of the 92 season.
You see Shohei just blowing this ball by him right there with that four-seamer, again staying on the glove side.
Strikes out Fiducia for the first out of the third. That sweeper right there, one of the best pitches statistically in baseball this year. Opponent's hitting .076 against him.
Well, you see it starts in the zone and just darts out of it. So even if you do make contact, you're probably beating that thing into the ground. Just
swing and a miss. Couple nasty curveballs from Ohtani to get Caminero.
I mean, you don't expect to see the curveball like that. Not only is it just great break, but the differential between that and his fastball, as big a differential as anybody in the game, and it's just so tough to cover as a hitter.
Here's his 1-2 to Palacios. Another curve to get a swing and a miss. Strike three. He's got that hammer working.
I mean, you saw him drop it on Caminero, and he said, hey, why not? Palacios, you get a little bit of this too.
Freddie, a three-game sweep over a very tough Rays team. Nothing seemed to come easy, including today. How big was this to get these 3 games?
Yeah, definitely. Over the course of the season, you got to win these close games, and to win every game by 1 run, those are hard to do. It's a good team over there. Luckily, we were able to pull it out today.
Freddie, you mentioned these type of games during the season. You're almost at the halfway point. How much do you guys look ahead, or are you still staying in the moment?
Oh, no, always in the moment. If you look ahead, that's where things can spiral. So we're playing really good baseball right now. Guys are, playing well. This was a tough one. 12 o'clock games after 7 o'clock games for our old team. Glad we were able to pull this one out, but we stay in the moment. Don't look too far ahead.
Freddie, last night Shohei said you pick him up, he picks you guys up. How much of today was all that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he did well. I mean, we had the miscommunication of getting over to first there. I thought Shohei pitched great today. So, like I said, 12 o'clock games are hard, but Shohei did great today, 6 innings, and glad we were able to get him a win.
This guy is so humble. Headed to Cooperstown, he hits a home run that decides the game that went 412 feet, and you're talking about being old and tired?
I'm not old and tired, okay? I'm just saying that's what everybody says about us. We proved him a little different. I'm just glad overall played a really good baseball game, really good series. Get a day off tomorrow, rest up, and go get him on the weekend.
Sounds good. Far from over, Freddie.
Far from over. Thanks, David.
There he goes. Freddie Freeman, fresh.
Today, but I want to go back to Shohei Ohtani. We heard Freddie Freeman talking about it. A little bit of a miscommunication there in that top of the 5th inning when the Rays scored those 4 runs. But the bigger story was how he did gut his way through this game, because that blister was acting up. It was bloody and it was on his pants, and yet he got through 6 innings of this game.
Yeah, it changes everything. When you know there's a possibility of having pain at the release point, when you know certain pitches are not going to work because they're going to tear your finger apart, so your pitch selection has changed, your ability to throw things has changed. He always takes a split finger grip for every pitch, no matter what, because he doesn't want to give away what pitch grip he's going to, and that's the hardest one to get and the widest thing. But I think what was really going on is it was hurt with the fastball, because we saw so many more slow curveballs today, which for him would be a little bit less pressure. But that is a painful injury, and I don't know how long it's going to take to heal. We've seen other ones take months, 2 months, and maybe don't heal until the end of the year. You just hope he can get a callus and get it stronger.
And I think that is the question moving forward, because he's always hitting. As we all know, he's an everyday player. So how is it going to heal and how quickly is it going to heal? So again, obviously it became an issue as the game moved along, and it definitely affected him in that inning that he surrendered 4 runs. So again, there's going to be questions asked. Is he going to be skipped his next time around? Because there's real blood there. And again, you're going to need, I think, more than 5 days or so to get this thing healed.
Plus, when you're a hitter, Oral, you can wrap that finger, but you can't do that. You can't put anything on it when you're pitching, right?
No, you can't put anything on it. I mean, sometimes you can get away with crazy glue, but now we have guys being inspected in between every inning. So they're going to have to get something cleared medically if he's going to pitch with a blister and need some kind of treatment or something on there at the time he's playing. I think, you know what? The hardest part of a blister is keeping your arm in shape also. Because you have to throw, and you have to throw to stay in shape, to keep the ballistic stretch going when you're going to keep your arm loose. So it'll be very interesting, the whole strategy, what goes on here.
I still can't believe, obviously, him gutting this performance out in that 6th inning. He did not come out, okay, because he was still the pitcher on record. Yeah. But then he comes up and pinch hits. I have never seen that. I didn't think I ever would see that. But once again, on the pitching side, his first 3 or 4 innings, he was outstanding. Yeah. And I talk about this Rays team. This is a playoff team. They put pressure on the opposition. They put the ball in play. And he had to wipe out stuff. And then clearly, that blister became an issue there. That was an 0-2 pitch. 0-2 pitch didn't have that bite that we usually see that sweeper has. And when it doesn't have that bite, guess what? Guys are going to put the ball in play, and they put it in play effectively in the inning. But
you know, you start throwing the ball with a different finger and different pressure. So if you can throw a breaking ball with your index finger, but the most important finger on the breaking ball is your middle finger, and that's where the pressure comes in the grip to get to the front of the baseball to make that extra bite. But when you start throwing it more with the pressure of your index finger, you have a tendency to come around it. The ball has a bigger pattern, and it alerts the hitter what's really coming.
Yeah, and throughout this course of this season, he's thrown the sweeper 31% of the time, only 11% today. A lot of that probably because of the blister. Right now, let's hear from Shohei Ohtani with DV and the media.
Shohei, how did you feel out there, and how did it feel in the 5th inning?
5イニング目どうでしたかと振り返って。
状態は比較的良かったのかなと、本当回かなと、先頭のフォアボールが良くなかったかなっていう。
I actually felt good overall. Just the leadoff walk wasn't good that inning.
How did the knee feel? And they showed some blood on your pants, the blister opening up again. How did that affect you today?
膝の状態とか指の血とかなんか結構見られてましたけども、何か影響されましたか？
どうなんですかね。特に投げてるうちはあんまり関係ないかなとは思うので、はい。必ずしも常に万全な状態で 100% 投げれるわけではないですし、シーズンやってればそういうこともあるので、その中で、試合を取れたっていうのは大きかったかなと思います。
It's just part of the game. There's not a lot of situations where you feel 100%, so I just took it as that, and it's big that I was able to, we were able to win a game like this.
Is that what separates, pitchers like what you did today? You're not going to feel the best every time, but you have to find a way. How much did you compete through this today?
状態も 100% じゃない中、結構コンピートできたっていうか、そういう意味ではそういうピッチングが現れたんですかねと。
そうです。全体の投げ心地も良かったですし、入るとしても良かったとは思う。本当に回だけかなとは思うので、いいところもあったし悪いところももちろんあったしっていうゲームだったなと思います。
Yeah, actually, I just felt good overall. It's just really that inning, that 5th inning, that I wasn't really too pleased. But aside from that, the stuff was good and felt pretty good overall.
Was there any consideration with the need to not start today? And did you have to do anything differently from last week after the mechanics kind of led to it?
登板しないっていう可能性あったのですかと、その膝のことで、膝のそういうメカニクス的なところを修正しないといけない部分ありましたか？
そうですね。動き自体は修正して入れたと思うので、そこはまず良かったですし、明日まず休みがあるので、投げれる状態なら特に回避することなく投げようとは思ってたので、最低限のなんていうんですかね、調整と。ゲーム内容だったのかなとは思ってます。
Yeah, my every intention was to start today's game, so didn't really feel like that was going to be an option to not pitch. I did make some changes movement-wise that I think helped me for today.
Alex, how did you find a way to get out of that bases loaded jam that you created?
Yeah, I put myself in that mess. Rush and I were just, I was leaning on him, honestly. He had some good words of encouragement out there. A couple meetings. Just kind of trusting my stuff. I felt like I was just like nibbling around the edge. Overall, I'll take it. It was a good win for all of us today, and that's all.
How were you able? How were you able to, find a way to recalibrate and attack in that final pitch?
Yeah, I think honestly, just for myself, it's just kind of F it and throw versus trying to place the ball. So yeah, it's pretty much it. That's all I got.
That's a great strategy.
Yeah, it works from time to time.
How big was it to sweep the guys? Nothing seemed to come easy against the Rays.
No, they're a great team from top to bottom, and we put the ball in play, a couple of good homers, and things went our way. So it was a pretty good win. We got off day tomorrow, and then Orioles, so it's gonna be another good 3 games.
What is the decision-making process like on that last pitch when you have a situation like that, a full count, bases loaded?
Yeah. Honestly, I threw the slider before, and it just felt really good coming out of my hand. The fastball was up, and so I just pretty much told myself to do exactly what I did on the other slider, and I felt really good throwing the slider in that to try to at least get some type of swing versus like an auto take that was like, say if I were to throw the ball like the fastball up above the zone, at least the slider, it's going to stay on the plate as long as possible, so he has to make a decision. Thankfully that was a strike and he swung and missed, so I'll take it.
He's an all-star player.
Absolutely.
You have a track record against him. Does that factor into it?
Honestly, I don't think I faced him 2 nights ago, and I don't know if I faced him before. I don't really take too much into account, especially we don't really play the Rays as often. Now, if it was the Giants or the Padres or the Rockies, it's we see them a little more frequently. So then it does take into account, but this time it was just going at it with my stuff.
Yeah, Alex made a pitch. Certainly wasn't efficient, but made a pitch when he needed to.
What did you just think of the way you guys kind of responded to the missed bases loaded chances, the 4-run inning, to kind of be able to come back this week here?
Really, I think that spurred that inning, that Dalton kind of challenge, gets the walk. Freddie, obviously a big hit. That at bat, those 3 at bats with the base load, nobody out, that was as bad as it gets. So that was, fortunately, we weathered that inning. Because we should have tacked on certainly more, but we found a way to win. And there was a little confusion with the Shohei inning as far as, Freddie going to second, then Shohei thinking that, so then kind of giving them an extra out there. But yeah, to get Shohei through 6 innings, and I thought the bullpen was great.
Was there any hesitation about bringing Ohtani back out for the 6th, given the pitch count and the blister too?
I thought the pitch count was good. Just kind of making, I thought about it, but just kind of talking to Mark and just watching Shohei, the stuff was still good, and just feeling like if we can get him through another inning, it would, shorten who we need to use for the last 3 innings, and it worked out.
The decision of you sending him up to pinch hit, was there a lot of thought behind that, or, hey, this guy's on our bench, let's use him?
I think that was more of, he can, hit a homer, and I talked to him, and he said he felt really comfortable about taking the at-bat. That was the only chance we would have to hit him in that inning, and so I just felt like, use that bullet, and then you still have Muncy and Wardo, later.
Being behind at the start of that inning, kind of go into that too.
What's that?
Being behind at the start of that inning, does that kind of play into it too in terms of?
Yeah, if we were ahead, would I have fired that bullet? probably less likely. But again, there isn't much cost if he feels like he can take the at bat, whether you're up 1 or down 1 or whatever.
What did you think of his stuff today? And the one bad inning with the 5 other zeros you had.
I thought the stuff was good. The sweeper wasn't as lights out swing and miss as we've seen. He still always finds a way to manage innings and make pitches when he needs to. But yeah, I mean, I think that he was still kind of working through some delivery stuff with the knee.
Given where we are in the season, I know there's a couple off days coming up, but is there a way with the knee, the blister, where you might think of getting Shohei some extra rest in between starts?
Potentially, but I think that we do this derma bond, and I think today, I don't know if it came off or he didn't use it today, and that's what spurred the bleeding late. So I feel good that right now I don't see why he won't make his start. I mean, I don't know if it's next Wednesday or next Thursday, but down the road. Could it happen? Potentially, but I think right now, I think we're still in a good spot, and today he came out of it well.
First month ago, Freddie was on hitting 250. Just what have you seen out of him these last couple of weeks, especially with some of the power coming back that's led to that?
He's like a lot of our guys. When they feel good, they get their rest. Production follows. And he's been good for quite some time, and so he's always going to grind at bats. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the answer. I know that he's obviously feels good with his mechanics, but I think at the end of the day, his body feels good.
First 10 starts this year, Shohei didn't give up more than a run in an inning. Now his last 2 starts, he's had 2 innings where things kind of got away. What do you see happening? Is that just inevitable?
Yeah, I think it's in Pittsburgh it was, I mean, he was 1 out away from going 7 innings, 1 run. So I don't know. He gave up a hit to the lefty down the right field line, the double, which I think drove in 2 runs. Today, if they execute and don't give up, the base with the Mullins ball, I think he doesn't give up 4. But yeah, I mean, I think there was another Palacios ball that just kind of had eyes, and so I don't necessarily think too much of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone expected him to just never give up runs, though.
Hi, Dave. Excuse me. I saw a lot of jerseys of football, especially from Japan. Are you following the World Cup, the soccer World Cup?
I'm following it a little bit. It's on in my office, but I'm not, outside the U.S. But I just love watching, matches or games that matter and passion, and so it's fun to see the fans get excited, the players get excited. So I'm still learning. I know the star players, but I don't have a particular team I'm watching outside the U.S.
Or Japan?
Yeah, Japan too, but I don't know. My schedule is, I don't know when these guys are playing, but when it's on, I'll watch. But I'm not trying to rearrange my schedule to watch soccer. Sorry.
You never play soccer?
I did when I was younger, and I was pretty good. Yeah.
今回も最後までご視聴いただき本当にありがとうございました。動画の内容を楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。もしよろしければチャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。皆さんの応援が今後の動画制作の大きな励みになります。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。